Mark Consuelos says he never hears "I'm sorry" from Kelly Ripa. Kelly Ripa and Stamp Consuelos have fostered a workmanship out of giving each other trouble on Live with Kelly and Imprint. The 2 or 3 likes to make fun of one another, and that reoccurred this week. They examined ways of keeping couples blissful and explored a rundown of things clinicians had thought of. Here is a glance at their response to the rundown and Imprint's perspective that Kelly never says she is heartbroken. Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa talk cheerful couples. On Live with Kelly and Imprint this week, Kelly Ripa and her significant other, Imprint Consuelos, examined a rundown where clinicians banter about a straightforward equation that keeps couples cheerful. The article indicates that couples need to notice the 5-to-1 formula. As expected, Kelly was promptly doubtful. She read, for each bad cooperation that happens during a contention, for example, being basic, contemptuous, protective, there ought to be at least 5 positive associations. Kelly then said it anticipated with 90% exactness who might get separated from in light of the things recorded. She said that the principal thing recorded was to show interest and chuckled at the thought. She ridiculed it, saying they were starting off on an extremely sluggish beginning. Up next was paying attention to your accomplice's protests. She wasn't all ready for that one by the same token. Then, at that point, she referenced being loving and said she and Imprint had dominated that. Up next was making little yet significant signals. Kelly didn't appear to think often about this either, however Imprint said they do that consistently in their relationship. She didn't know what he was referring to, and he said, now and again I make espresso for you, in some cases you make espresso for me. He conceded he preferred her espresso better, and she said, I know. I improve. I ought to continuously make the espresso. Kelly Ripa never says she is grieved. Kelly Ripa continued to peruse and said couples expected to center around shared view with their children. She said they settled on that. Nonetheless, the following thing made the two offer a few intriguing remarks to one another. That was about couples understanding apologizing. Mark snickered about this. He said that he does that constantly. Nonetheless, he then, at that point, concealed his significant other. I can name on one hand how much times I've heard unfortunately I know it's not uncommon to spouses, he said. Husbands simply don't hear I'm sorry from their companions. That won't ever work. Notwithstanding, Kelly rushed to fire back. She didn't deny it, however, and on second thought said, when we accomplish something wrong, we will apologize, indicating they don't apologize since they are rarely off base. All things considered, she would get something wrong 12 times each year, 1 time each month. Kelly remedied him and said, multiple times altogether.